Hello, everyone.
Hi,
there.
welcome.
This is Andrea speaking. Good afternoon.
And
Hello, Andreas.
hi, Michal. Hi, Lucia. Hi, Lukáš.
Hi.
Hi, Baša. Hello and welcome. Welcome to the final pitching and final live streaming of the Hack the Crisis Hackathon. It's been exciting 50 hours over the past weekend, and this is the final stint. This is the final, the big final where the best projects will be pitching live in English on YouTube and hundreds of people watching. This Hack the Crisis Slovakia started well, about a week ago, with a bunch of excited and exciting people that joined forces from various organizations, various companies. It has been 13 of us in the core organization team that pulled it together, and this is the result. Hopefully everything will work out as it should be. And the Slovak final has been in preparation for, well, let's say a few hours, but the Hack the Crisis movement started 3 weeks ago in Estonia. Well, where else? In Estonia on the weekend of March 13 to 15. Since then, it has spread around the globe, and the hackathons have now been organized in over 50 countries, really from Slovakia to Australia and everywhere in between. So we are very excited that we are part of this movement that has been inspired by our friends in Estonia, by Garage 48, by Accelerate Estonia, and by Startup Wise Guys. So thank you very much for tuning in. We are ready for 7 best projects that will be pitching this evening. And I would like to thank several organizations or several people right now. I would like to thank first and foremost, our president, who supported this hackathon. In no time, she really endorsed and encouraged all the teams. And this event is happening under the auspices of President Chaputova. So thank you very much for that support. It means a lot. And we're honored to have this stamp of approval from the presidential palace as well. I would like to thank all the partners that have supported the organization of this hackathon throughout the last several hours and throughout actually the last week. There have been the number has been growing every minute, and we are grateful for the organizing organizations, but also organizations that help spread the word. Also partners and sponsors that chipped in with their contribution and really helped motivate the teams to work extremely hard over the past weekend. I would also like to thank mentors. We had over 60 mentors, 67 mentors to be precise, that were on the list, ready to help the teams progress and help them with their expertise and advice. And we're grateful for your time. Some of you worked extremely hard for the weekend. Some of you were on the list, and we tried to match the needs of the teams with your expertise with the 67 mentors that we had. And we're really grateful that you found time to be part of this great initiative. Obviously, I would like to thank all the participants that took part in what we thought would be a small initiative, what we thought would be a small hackathon. And I said that our initial goal was have 40 people registered on Slack, and it grew actually to be the biggest hackathon in the history of Slovakia. So thank you very much for working tirelessly over the weekend and really without any sleep, some of you, and the final solutions are quite impressive. So thank you very much for all your hard work. And of course, none of this would be possible without the people that that made it possible, without the organizing team. And I will show all the pictures of the team and say the names shortly later on in the stream. But really, from the bottom of my heart, I'm grateful that I was part of this this amazing team. And now I would like to give the floor to the lead coordinator of the whole Hack the Crisis hackathon, Martin Vesely, who well, he worked extremely hard for the past 50 hours to make this all happen. So I would like Martin to summarize, well, the main numbers of the hackathon and summarize the work of all the teams that we have seen. So Martin, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you, Peter, for the great intro. And yes, as you said, it's been a crazy week for us, and you have already touched on a few achievements. So maybe most of you or some of you have only caught a glimpse of what was happening. So I'll just quickly try to summarize it for you and maybe help you look back at what an incredible event you've been part of. Well, I had the great opportunity to lead this team, as Peter mentioned, and who have all, just like many of the participants, given up their free time and also given hours of sleep to make all of this happen in less than a week. And I was closely monitoring all the events that were happening around the online sphere on Slack, on Zoom, on different platforms. So let's just take a step back and look at some insights into the process. Well, maybe first of all, let's go back to the beginning when Peter first approached me with the idea of replicating what the guys at Garage 48 have done. This was last Sunday, and he suggested why not organize a big hackathon like they did in less than a week. Well, I thought for a second he was just kidding, but next thing you know, we were on a call with colleagues from Estonia on Monday morning, purchasing web hosting, and we're just brainstorming about whom to approach and how. And here we are now. And you may be asking, why did I decide to jump on this crazy bandwagon? Well, probably the same reason as many of you, to help those in need. Many of you have probably noticed that people have been asking for help in the news through questions from reporters or press conferences on social media, often with no answer or simply being told, just be creative, guys. Well, it's easy to say, but maybe our former prime minister had a point. Who else can help us if we can't help each other and just be creative and join forces? So we really like the idea of connecting the struggling communities, cities, businesses, and individuals from around Slovakia looking for help with innovators or with people who have those ideas and can help, or they just need more team members to help and develop the ideas further or just validate the ideas. So here we are. We thought, okay, an event like this will hopefully help to accelerate just the best ideas, but also to develop new ideas further. We essentially connected the ones who are in need of solutions with experts who know the problems really well, and also mentors who have the know-how to bring the solutions to life. And just to keep our main takeaway from this event is the incredible strength of community that we have, and the ability to join forces when it really matters. Well, first, there are three takeaways that I would like to also highlight. It was the response from partners and everyone that we approached. And just to give you an idea of how overwhelming the community response was, just the numbers and maybe the process. The first official core meeting of 8 people was on Monday night. We launched the web and official campaign on Wednesday. And by tonight, less than 7 days later from the first meeting, we had 20 people working behind the scenes like a well-oiled machine, 576 members on Slack, around 25 real and relevant problems submitted, and many suggestions still coming in on Friday and Saturday, 30 registered teams, 23 final submissions for solutions across all 4 topics. 7 of them even made it to the final live stream. As Peter mentioned, we had 60 plus mentors volunteering their time to help the teams during countless hours of mentoring. Last but not least, kilometers and kilometers of messages and emails written, and a few keyboards almost catching on fire. The facilitators of the event know what I'm talking about. So huge shout out to them. And essentially, thanks to this entire community, we kind of hacked the hackathon itself. Normally, this event of this size takes months and a huge amount of resources to organize. And we, along with your help, made all of this happen in less than a week. And second highlight I would like to give is the diversity and connection. That really showed the strength of the community. We managed to gather organizers, supporters, participants from east of Slovakia to the west of Slovakia, from north to south, joining teams, joining the organizing teams, and mentors from all sectors, from the private sector, public sector, and third sector, that came to our platform and helped to form these solutions that you're about to see. There's a good example I would like to show is the international aspect, because people from 14 countries around the globe showed their activity on our Slack platform. And we even noticed special teams from Slovaks abroad that connected after the Friday kickoff on our Slack. One is currently in New York, in Manhattan, one is in Prague, and one has recently returned from abroad back home to Kisuce. And they basically just joined on the platform and formed an idea around their common experience of struggling with arranging their return back home. And third of all, the support and willingness to help each other. I have to say, we're all taken by surprise how the individual teams reacted. Despite the traditionally competitive environment of hackathons, where all the teams battle for the final prizes and try to be as competitive as they can be, all of the participants and mentors have shown immense effort to throw away barriers and actively share their ideas, their approaches. There was no intellectual property involved, nothing. Everything was open. They were consulting each other on the go. And they've even shared ideas about potential future collaborations, and which was just amazing to see. And I know the format was a little bit challenging on the communication, but I really want to thank all the teams and all the mentors for really showing support in helping us to communicate on the platform. So to wrap up on my side, we don't want this initiative to end here because of this community strength. We'll share databases of all ideas that were developed. We'll push them through all channels that we can, and we'll try to get the word out to make sure that they can really have impact on those who need help. And we also offer our help to the experts, to the problem owners, and the teams with future development of their ideas, connecting them with relevant people and helping them in any way we can. But we would also like you, the viewers on our stream, whether you're a mentor or you have an idea or you want to join, to seek the teams and look for the solutions that you're interested in joining and helping. This is a really great opportunity for all of us to really make an impact. So thank you, all of you, and thank you, Peter, for asking me to lead this team. It's been a great opportunity, and I'll hand the word back to you.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you for all your hard work and leadership that you've shown over the weekend. I would like to ask Tomasz Pęksa, who was one of the 4 facilitators of the 4 core problem areas and led, I think, 11 or 13 teams over the weekend. So again, another amazing effort by another team member. And I would like to ask him to just provide a quick overview of the work in different streams over the weekend, and basically tell us a little bit more how the teams and team dynamics worked out over the weekend. Tomasz.
Hey, thanks for the word. So first of all, from my side, I would like to thank actually our problem partners. That's something we haven't mentioned, but we actually worked tirelessly with them throughout the whole week to formulate the challenges. They were willing to share with us their insights, and not just that, they also actively joined the hackathon. They often helped us and helped the team to find the solution and to define the problem. Second, I would actually again like to thank the mentors, the extra effort. They often went the extra mile, and I know it as a facilitator because I was often calling them and trying to find them through Slack, and they were responding really quickly. Well, a lot of them actually told us at the beginning that they have about 1 to 2 hours a week. A lot of them actually didn't spend just 2 hours, but they spent the whole almost 48 hours with the teams, talking with them, helping with them, joining their Slack group. Thirdly, I actually would like to share my own like kind of highlight of the weekend, and it was actually I think on a Saturday when we started to joining mentors and teaming up mentors with the teams, and I had this amazing Slack on with about I was talking about 13 to 15 people on the Slack, a few more through Gmail, others through LinkedIn. Then there were some on hold on a call and some on the videos. And actually, my favorite moment came just about 1 hour after that, when we all managed it, and the teams started coming back to us, and they started telling us like how amazing it was with their mentors, how it helped them, how they move on, and how they are going to work even more from now on. Here, I would like to actually thank all the teams for the effort. because it was amazing to work with you. As much as I talk with my colleagues and facilitators, they all shared the same idea. They really enjoyed the weekend, and it was also the same for me. Even it was really hard work, and it was a lot of time and effort we actually put into it. It was still a great experience, one of the best in my professional life. So thank you. One thing I would like to actually also point out, and think that I think I actually appreciate the most is also, guys haven't mentioned, but with the organizing team, we are actually in the usual times. We are often competitors. We compete on the market for almost the same customers, and that's actually what I appreciate the most, that we came into these initiatives, put all these kind of barriers and things behind us, and we really collaborated to actually deliver something more than just competition. So here I would like to just end. Thank you all, guys. Thank you all participants, partners, and good luck with your next steps.
All right. Thank you very much, Tomasz. And now it's the time for pitching, to see the final seven best projects that will actually be presenting right now. And before we start the actual pitching, I would like to thank specific partners who decided to, well, we don't want to call it a prize, but an award and specific support that will be given to the best teams pitching tonight. So more specifically, we would like to thank Slovak American Foundation, Sparring, Provida Foundation, LS Legal, Artin, Boris Zeleny, Promyseo, Q, Malina Grocery Stores, Martinus Bookstore, and DriveTesla.sk. So thank you very much for supporting our cause, or for supporting the cause of helping all the people affected by this by the coronavirus. I would now like to introduce the star jury that we managed to put together, and introduce each one of them. We have 6 jury members that will decide about the best project pitching this evening. The first one is Lucia Kish, the director of Slovakia. So thank you very much for being on board with us. We have Boris Zeleny, philanthropist and the president of the Green Foundation. We have Barbara Rushchin, who is in charge of experience design at Tatra Banka. We have Andrea Orlando, who is a partner at Startup Wise Guys Italy. And Startup Wise Guys is one of the original inspirations and original organizers of Hack the Crisis Hackathon. We have Lukáš Alner, managing partner at Diagnose Me. And we have Michal Weiss, CEO and owner of IBL Software Engineering, and also involved in a few actually very impactful corona-related initiatives. So thank you very much, all 6 of you, that you are part of this Hack the Crisis initiative and also part of this pitching session. The agenda and order in which the startups will be pitching is the following. I will now read the order. The first one will be team with the name of Employee. Then Healthcare Team 3, Healthcare Team 1, Healthme, Bear with Life, and we will end the pitching session with Yetu Plno. The format of the pitching is 4-minute pitching and 3-minute Q&A by the jury. Well, we hope it will work out. We will, try to be relatively strict in the 4 and 3-minute mark. Of course, if you're in the middle of sentence, we'll let you finish, but we want you to be concise in both the pitching and your answers to questions. And I hope we will be able to manage the questions by the jury. So I will kindly ask the jury, whoever has a question, to unmute yourself and also turn on the camera when you are about to ask a question, and then turn it off and turn off the camera as well if you're done asking questions, and then you will be taking turns. So I hope everybody's ready for the pitching, and I would now like to kindly ask the first team on the agenda, and that is employ we to start the pitching.
Okay. Hello, everybody. First of all, I would like to ask if you see the presentation. Nope. Okay. What about now?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, okay. So, hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers of this amazing project. I would like to thank all the participants. It was an amazing experience. And last but not least, I would like to thank my colleagues who worked really, really hard for the last 48 or 50 hours. And now I would like to present you our project we made throughout this weekend. Okay, so our initiative is called Employee. And first of all, we identified our main problem as inequality on the market of workforce, both on the side of demand and supply. As we see nowadays, many enterprises are being closed and their workers are idle at home. Or on the other hand, we have companies dealing with a raised demand, such as grocery stores. We found out from the statistics that more than 50% of companies are not going to be able to pay off their liabilities in the next 3 months. We proposed a solution which would be a unique B2B platform providing employee leasing from one company to a company with a current lack of workforce, where companies can define their needs according to filters and individual requirements and find a perfect match. It would be a so-called professional Tinder for employers. Moreover, it would automatically offer a template for bilateral contract, which would save time and other external administrative and legal costs. As we know, a very similar initiative was started at a hackathon in Estonia, which is called Share for One. And we would like to point out some differences we have in comparison to Share for One. First, and I believe the most significant one, is that we have the knowledge of the domestic market and its needs adjusted to local legislative, as we deal with a really delicate matter of labor and workforce, where are strict legal rules. We believe that a knowledge of labor legislative is really important. As for our product, we have designed an easy-to-use user interface based on feedback gathered from real-world employers facing current situations. We carried out the survey, and 12 out of 23 employers expressed their interest in this project. As I mentioned, our goal is to act in a non-profit way and to integrate with state institutions in return for insight to current economic and labor market situation and statistics. Throughout this weekend, we had a call with the CEO of Labor, Social and Family Affairs Office, and they expressed their interest in this project and us to both Ministry of Finance and Economy. Therefore, we believe that forward we would be able to get promotion from state organization in return for the gathered statistics and data on unemployment or some distribution of employment. We believe that our project will be ready in 1 to 2 weeks as soon as the website is fully ready. We are prepared to launch this project.
The time is up. Thank you very much.
I would like to also thank you for your attention, and if you have any question, feel free to ask.
Yes, I would like to ask the jury to ask questions.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Let's start with Lukas.
Okay, hi. So just to better understand, so please also explain what is the role of the actual, like, is it a B2B platform, and what is the role of the employee? So where the employer comes in place, and where is the relationship to of the employee towards that job offer that is, available?
Well, it is a B2B platform, so we would connect to employers, and as our legal legislative enables, there is a rule for a personal leasing where if incorporated to a contract, labor contract, which one employer has with its employee, it can be done just between the two employers.
Thank you. We have now Barbara and then Andrea.
So let me get this right. Does that mean that the employee of a particular company has to comply if my company decides to lease me to another company? Am I legally obliged to comply with what my employer is telling me to do?
Well, there has to be it has to be incorporated in an original contract, and if there are fulfilled some conditions such as similar or the same work done and similar work conditions, then yes.
Okay, so do you have an idea about how many from the employees who said in your questionnaire that they would comply have that particular clause in their work contract with their employees?
Unfortunately, no, that this was not part of the survey.
Okay, Andrea and then Michal, if we can be quick.
Yes, thank you and congratulations on your project. My question is about the team. Can you share a few words about the team's background and why you are the best team to execute this venture?
Well, we were basically a team of students from Maastricht University. We study economics and finance, and Lucia and Slavo joined our team here at Hackathon. Slavo was the IT backup, and Lucia was the legal backup. Lucia prepared the contracts which would be incorporated to the website.
All right. The time is up. Thank you very much for the questions and for all the answers. We really appreciate it. So thank you. And the next team, the next pitching team, will be Healthcare Team 3.
Hey everyone, can you hear me well?
Yes.
I can see my screen perfect. Okay, so let me introduce QTracker. As all of you are most likely aware of the situation, politicians these days have to make very difficult decisions and trading off economic value for human lives. They often have to make these decisions we would like to solve. So currently, most of the models are based on only medical testing data. And there are two main flaws with this data. It lags behind the true numbers by multiple weeks, and the supplies of medical tests are very limited, which means this data is biased, and also a sample of a few thousand patients a day is not very representative of the population of a few million people. So to solve this, we built a voluntary data collection app, which will help you track your symptoms daily in a very intuitive and easy way. And once we have this data available, we will be able to come back to our daily routines and relax the restrictions, since we will be able to monitor the situation much better in real time. So why would this be interesting? It would be interesting to crisis managers so that they can make better decisions about these restrictions on a more localized scale, so they can impose restrictions on smaller communities, whereas country-wise. We can also alert citizens if they're in a high-risk zone to be more careful. This is high-risk zone with respect to the symptoms occurring in that zone. And also for scientific community, being a scientist myself, this data would be very interesting. So, which is why we're open sourcing it in real time. So what have we done in the last 48 hours? We managed to build an app around a virtual assistant. We call her Quarantina, and she's very caring, and she'll ask you all the questions. We need to collect the important data, at the end of which we'll give you feedback on your results. And if you are in a severe condition, we'll advise you to talk to your doctor. Now this is built on an expert system on the back end, which is a decision tree, and we've discussed with many experts. Once we have all this information, we'll take you to a beautiful dashboard, which is built on top of data that you helped collect. And as most of you probably already look up this kind of statistic on a daily basis, you will be likely to come in. This is a very good incentive. Furthermore, if you decide to share your location with us, we'll give you information about your neighborhood, about any symptomatic changes, dynamics of the disease spread in your neighborhood. You can also track your symptoms in time and see how your situation evolves. And Quarantina will check up on you daily. If your condition hasn't changed, it will take only one tap. If you have more symptoms, it will take a few more taps, but shouldn't take more than a number of seconds of your day. So what have we got so far? We have a working backend, a clickable app. We also have a beautiful UX, as you could have seen, an API to export data, and a questionnaire, which we consulted with multiple medical experts. We have 2 doctors on our team, so you should trust us on that to collect very high quality data. Now, there's already an app like this in the UK, which validated our hypothesis. They already got more than 2 million people in 2 weeks signed up. Despite having terrible user experience, they have a questionnaire of about 50 questions, and they're very cumbersome. So you can see that people are very, prone to give you these answers about their symptoms. We have an endorsement from IZP who would be willing to use this data in their modeling and provide this to the government to make better decisions. And these are some future ideas. I would like to thank our team, who has done an amazing job and worked very hard during the last 48 hours. Yeah, we have people from India as well who would like to take this on international.
Thank you very much. The time is up. We appreciate it a lot.
All of it.
Thank you. Now questions from the jury. Andrea.
So if I read correctly, you wrote you need 50,000 euros for your project?
That's an estimate for a team.
So let's say I write you a check for 50,000 euros today. What would you do with the money?
Okay, so there's infrastructure we would need to pay. So if we talk about Slovakia itself, it has about 5 million people. And given if we could take up 2% of the population, which is what they managed in the UK, this would have some infrastructure costs that would cover it. Plus taking the initiative internationally too.
So this sells by itself. You don't need anything for selling this, or
in the current situation, the media, I would assume, would cover this intensively, and that would be very good PR for us. Also, the government would be likely to endorse it, so people would be signing up without any necessary advertisement. But we could also do that.
Thank you.
We have Barbara, I think, that ask a question.
Do you share the data from the application only with people who participate and fill the questionnaire, or okay? So it's not available. So that's the main benefit. That's how you get them on board, right?
Yes.
You share the information with them.
I feel like they're contributing to fighting the disease. That's what the main motivation behind the UK app. So that's been validated already.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Michal.
Yeah, I've seen similar webs doing this mapping. How would you like to differentiate from the others to get critical mass of the people?
Yeah, so most people track individuals and help them identify what symptoms will better diagnose the disease, whereas we're looking at aggregated data and the dynamics of the data. So we look at how many symptoms are added every day, and then try to predict those localized new epicenters that would potentially be and predict them from day one when people start having symptoms.
Thank you, Lukáš.
Okay, so quick question. So as I understand it correctly, this is basically the aim is to distribute certain resources based on symptoms, right? And how would you make sure that, in certain regions you have certain bias, demographical bias of people that are more likely to use such solutions like this app?
Yeah.
So actually, it could be not prevalent symptoms, but actually more people are more likely to use such app against other regions.
We also collect demographic information, so we can make sure that that's all working out. And furthermore, we can also add, for example, if old people are unlikely to use an app, we already have a idea how to let for example, their younger family members track the data for them.
Thank you very much. The time is up.
Thank you
so much. I appreciate all your questions and all your answers. Next on our virtual stage is Healthcare Team 1.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So my name is Tomasz, and I will try to guide you what we have done. So during the current pandemic and state of emergency in many countries, including Slovakia, we realized that except of the shortages of medical and protective equipment, there is also a lack of human force in certain areas, including doctors and people who inform patients about the test results. Basically, the outcome of this is that once the patient has symptoms, he calls the doctor. And in case of persistent symptoms, he's going to be tested for the COVID-19. If the result is positive, the follow-up procedure is basically straightforward. He receives a call from the regional health authorities office. However, if his test is negative, he is just waiting and waiting with only one option how to get the result, making a call to the regional health authorities office hotline, which is totally overwhelmed currently with such requests, and therefore is very difficult to reach the operator. So what we have decided to simplify the process of providing such information to all patients who were tested negative. How? We created a tool that processes the data on one side and on side of the administrator, and provide these immediate results to the other side, on the side of the patient. This works as follows. The authority receives data about tests from the lab. The data is imported on one side of the system in the selected format and encrypted afterwards. On the user's patient side, the patient fills out the online form at corona.gov.sk using the birth registration number and test date. Once he clicks submit, the information is encrypted again and sent to the system. Afterwards, it's whether matched with the existing negative results or not matched. If matched, the patient receives the information that he's negative. If not matched, which means that he is whether positive or with no results yet, he is instructed to wait to be contacted by the regional health authorities office or leave his email to be contacted afterwards. I would like to show you a quick demo how it works.
This time, I'm the administrator who has the access to all the test data. And in this dashboard, I can upload the data to our app. This is password protected, so not everybody has access here, obviously, so I have to enter my credentials. And here I have interface where I can enter the data so we can process it and inform the users. We can change this according to whichever format the data will come. I press send and the data will be loaded into our database.
Okay, there is another follow-up on the other side.
So let's say I was tested and I want to know my results. Here I can enter my birth number. Here I will select the day I was tested on and I send my results. Here we inform the user that we couldn't find his result among the the negative tests. That can be because of two reasons. Because the test hasn't been processed yet. In that case, the user can enter his email, and he will be notified when we will get his negative result. In the case that his result was positive, we just inform him that he should wait to be contacted by the government officials.
There is also another scenario, and the scenario is this.
Again, I wanna check my results.
All right.
And this time I can immediately see that I was negative.
Kindly ask.
Perfect.
Perfect. Thank you very much for the presentation, and I will ask the jury to ask questions. Lukasz is ready.
Yeah, I mean, crucial question. So were you in touch with the regional health authority, and are they ready and willing to collaborate? And how much work is on their end for the actual implementation?
Currently, they have all the data already available. The thing is that they're overwhelmed with their work. So we were in touch with Martin Smatana, who provided some details about how it works currently. So we had the feedback. So we know that we can implement our solution in a certain stage. It could be whether in this scenario, or it could be changed a little bit. So we basically provide the source code, and this source code could be implemented into the current situation in the current system they are using.
Thank you. I think Michal wanted to ask a question, or
yes.
Michal, yeah.
There is the process how it was explained to me previously is that in case of positive, this is being reviewed by the by doctors. There could be other things to check. Have you considered implementing this workflow, or how this iterates? As I see in the database, you have ones and zeros, so positives and negatives. How about those for the review?
Those for the review, currently we are just getting the information from the labs, and the information from the labs are basically 0 or 1, so positive or negative. This is the information we are gathering, and this is the information we are using. The second thing is that we need to inform only those who are negative, because we don't want to get rid of the authority which needs to inform those positively tested people. So this is basically the main idea.
Andrea and Deborah.
Yes, this is Andrea speaking. Congratulations on your venture. Can you share a few words about the team background, please?
Yes. So I'm an IT journalist, and the other members.
You are Thomas.
Yes, I'm Thomas. Yes, I'm
Thomas K or Thomas S or Thomas G.
Thomas S. The last one. Sorry about that. And the other members, they are programmers. They're whether the back office or the front office or the back end. So basically the programmers. And
thank you. Quick question by Barbara.
Did you think about alternative uses of the data that you gather once you anonymize them?
Not yet, because everything depends on the data that will be available from the office to us.
Thank you. The time is up. Thank you very much, Healthcare Team 1. And now, Helfni, please start.
Yeah, can everybody hear me and
yes.
see? Okay, hi, my name is Maciej Tarsza, and I'm co-founder of startup Helfni. Our platform Helfni aims to connect volunteers and organizations that need their help. We had this idea for a while, but current situations make it even more important. Problem that we are trying to solve was suggested by market itself. First of all, there are people that are able to help and organizations that are looking for this help, but there is no platform to directly connect them. Currently, for example, municipalities are using different ads and ways of announcement, but it isn't getting needed attention. Moreover, there is problem with management of volunteers. We have discussed this with volunteers in healthcare, and they are using cumbersome application structures to solve this problem. And Healthny comes to solve and help this problem. First of all, we have web and mobile application that allows volunteers to find offers in their location and organizations to post those offers or actively look for volunteers. We implement intelligent pairing based on skills and locations of volunteers and offers that are posted. To achieve even more effective communication, we are able to implement notification system and mailing newsletter with recommended offers. And last but not least, we are working really closely with people in these fields to provide with effective and easy to use management system that is focused solely on volunteers. These are just some examples of our web application and mobile application. And for example, it showcases a map of all the demand in your community. This brings me to feasibility. Large portion of our web app and mobile app is already developed, and we are positive that in 2 weeks we can go to production. We still collect feedback from all parties involved and are working very hard to implement those features with our team of 10 people. This project was thought also before this crisis, and this means that our app is universal and can have positive impact even after the end of coronavirus crisis. And we know that there are many projects that try to solve this problem of people seeking help, but none of the competition actually focuses heavily on organizations, and this organization need the help actually the most. And we are first to also implement management system in the same platform as the connection one. Also, we have mobile app that can make this process even more effective because volunteer management is mostly done in exterior. And the competition doesn't support modern technology standard and has quite outdated UX and UI. And during this hackathon, we were able to contact a lot of people from the field and actually implement their feedback and polish our app. And also, we were introduced to key institutions that said that they want to use our app instantly. Just quick note on our team. I'm Mati Tarcha, and with my colleagues, Tridel and Michal Masena, their startup Healthny. And thank you for watching, and I'm more than happy to answer your questions.
Excellent. Thank you very much. The jury, the floor is yours. Lukasz?
Thanks. Quick question. So is there, as this is not only about the current crisis, is there also some business model behind this platform? And can you explain, please, what it is?
First, like we have thought about before the crisis, and there was business model in like later stages of our development, but now we've focused mostly on gathering these offers and volunteers, and then we can elaborate more on business model, but not in this stage actually.
We have Barbara.
Were you thinking about integrating or uploading existing libraries or sources of offers so that you initially can fill the library really fast with the offers?
Yes.
Or how are you getting the offers?
Yes, we have contacts on municipalities across whole Slovakia that have their offers already posted, and we can help them to actually make accounts, and we can type the first offers ourselves. Also, we can work more with our competition because they have some offers on their sites, so also implement those. And also we are in contact with healthcare volunteers and professionals that are able to post those offers there instantly.
Thank you. Any other questions? Barbara has a question. Go ahead.
Sorry, I have additional to the previous one. You said you can cooperate with your competitors. I wonder how that works. How would that work?
Yeah, we thought about maybe contacting them about their offers, or because like this now this crisis is like a community problem, and we think that we can contact them and maybe because there are some offers, but they aren't focused mostly on organizations. So if we find some, we can like use our app that will have more contacts on for example volunteers to actually provide those offers with more people, and that is the most important factor nowadays.
Thank you. Any more questions from the jury? We have about 25 seconds left.
If I may?
Yes, Andrea, go ahead.
So I understand the team was already there before the hackathon. What did you achieve during the hackathon that you didn't do before?
Yeah, so during the hackathon, it was really great to actually talk with more people from the field and have even more feedback and gather more contacts on key institutions that are needed to make this happen. And also we worked on some of their feedback and coded some of the stuff, but most importantly, we were talking with a lot of institutions and people from volunteering.
Thank you very much. The time is up. Thank you, jury, for your questions. And now, next in line, and the fifth pitching project will be Smart Triage.
So, hello everyone, and thank you for having us, and thank you for this opportunity to be on this amazing hackathon. I'm Vasil Kostin, and let me introduce you to our project Smart Triage. We are a team of medical students and IT students, and some of us were volunteering in hospitals, and we have seen that there's such a problem with triage of patients that are entering the hospital. So we were just thinking, could we do something better with that? For the first, I just want to say, what is triage? Triage is just a process of pre-identification of potentially suspected and COVID patients. So show you how it works nowadays. So when the patient comes to hospital, he will have a triage worker that he will fill out a form with symptoms, epidemiological data, and by this, the triage worker will decide if this patient is COVID suspected or not. There is such a close contact with that, and you spend time with this patient, so there is increased risk of infection. Increased risk of infection there is even because this patient use span, and this span should be disinfected afterwards. And there is quite long queues because of that, and the infection could spread between each patient. So we created a smart triage. It's a web app that filling out the necessary forms. So when the patient comes to hospital, he will just fill out the form of the symptoms and these all data to smartphone. The triage worker will scan this QR code and he will assess the risk of infection. Then the patient have new QR code with all of this information, and he can enter the hospital if he is COVID non-suspected. And each employee can review the confirmation. There's data about when was the triage done, who did it, and all the symptoms and epidemiological data. So we even do data security. So each hospital decides which employee are certified to perform the triage, and hospital workers log in with credential given to them by hospitals. But main thing is that no data gets sent through the internet. Now let me show you our demo.
Based on the experience we got while doing patient triage, we believe the usage of this simple app could speed up the whole process 2 to 3 times. Now let us show you the whole thing in action. First, the patient fills in his personal information, then his symptoms. And finally, his epidemiological history. When he's done, he can check all the answers. Then he taps the Show QR Code button to allow a medical worker to scan all his information in one go. And based on that, with a click of a button, puts the patient in the right group based on his risk of having COVID-19. The patient then scans a confirmation code from the worker and is good to go.
So,
based on the experience,
our main advantages are reduced contact time, contactless process, and increased throughput and speeding up whole triage. end, I want just to give thanks to our entire team that has been amazing and very flexible during this weekend. And thank you for this opportunity of this hackathon. Thank you.
Thank you, Smart Triage. Great timing. Jared. So we have Barbara, then Lukasz.
Can you tell me how much of that have you done during this weekend and how much of work was pre-done?
Yeah, we actually improved the app dramatically, and we have worked on COVID point systems. We have worked on login codes for workers. We had call with National Security Authority of Slovakia, and we created analysis of security risk. We had meeting with one hospital, and they decided to beta test our app during this hackathon. We translated the app to Slovak language, created training materials. We had consultation with a lawyer, and we created GDPR conditions. We rebuilt the code of app, and we added notification that providing false information that may be considered as criminal offense.
All right, Lukasz.
Yeah, thanks. So the presentation looks really impressive. So that's a great work. Question. So I understand that there is this like alternative way of triaging patients, and or is it the only way how the hospital will then triage patients, or will they also use the old way? So that would mean also how would the patients learn about the possibility of using this app before they go to hospital, and whether the hospital will also need the worker who is doing the triage the old way. And the second question is about infrastructure. What will the hospital need in terms of infrastructure to implement this? Thank you.
Mm-hmm. For the first question, for beta testing, we want to have these all opportunities, so the paper form and the app, because we want to have data about how this app could improve the time of triage. And after that, if we will, after beta test, we want to give just the app. So if the people doesn't have phone or smartphone, we are creating now the system that a triage worker will fill it out on his own phone, and he will print it with Wi-Fi printer. So there will be still the process not be speed up as our main solution, but there will be less contact, and we will decrease the risk of infection. And for the second question of implementing to hospital, what we now need to that the main director of the hospitals needs to add it to their main conditions, and that's all, because we are all working offline, and we don't need the system of hospitals now. So
okay, thank you. Quick question, Lucia.
Thank you. Just a quick question. Does something like this already exist? Do you have some competition?
Yeah, we have been checking that, and 2 weeks ago we found the app that was developing 2 weeks ago, but that app, the developing of that app stopped, and
all right,
they
thank you.
had so much.
Time is up. Thank you for your quick answer. Thank you very much, Smart Triage. We have 2 projects to go, and second to last, Bear with Life. Please start.
Hi, all. Thank you very much for the words. And I'm trying to share my screen now. Can you all hear me and see the screen?
Yes.
Great. So hi, my name is Pavel, and together with our team, we worked on helping you to bear with life. We as humans are naturally social creatures. We are used to spending our lives in groups bigger than just one family. But then at the beginning of 2020, the coronavirus came and the whole world has transformed in a matter of days. People, unfortunately, don't have the habits of how to act in this changed world. And social distancing, which helps us to combat the virus by crushing the curve, therefore inevitably leads to social isolation. Many people already struggle with their mental health on a daily basis, as this only adds on top of this pile to create an invisible but very serious problem, which can be here even after the coronavirus is gone. Currently, half of the world's population, more than 90 countries and nearly 4 billion people, are confined in their homes and thus potentially affected by this problem. To fight social isolation, we propose to deal with 3 problems at the same time. We want to show people what to do, who to do it with, and figure out how does it make them feel. In other words, We want to build life together. Let me show you quickly how it works. You pick an activity from a list that we curated with a psychologist, and you challenge your tribe to do it with you. When you manage to do the activity, you check in, you mark it as complete. Don't add some pictures so the tribe sees what you've done and gets motivated to get on with it as well. Finally, you record how you felt after doing that activity. If you want to, you can also share some thoughts with yourself so you can remember what helped you feel better. It's kind of like an online journal for you. It's just challenge, share, record. We are designing the app with the psychologist to basically keep you active and help you deal with social isolation. So we've only added this at the beginning of the hackathon. So in the last 48 hours, we've managed to quickly conduct some basic user research. We curated a basic list of fun and potentially helpful activities. So thank you very much to our psychologist for the help with that. Then we created a working prototype with the core features. You can challenge, share, and record, as I said. We use React Native on the front end, so the app is usable on the iOS and Android, as well as on the web. Finally, we launched a landing page, which is called bearwith.life, which we can use for marketing and where people can sign up for beta testing. And to move forward with this concept, to validate the strategy with more users, of course, we were thinking about starting with our colleagues at Vacuum Labs. We then continue iteratively, adding features as they are validated. If you're able to dedicate a small team for a full time into this, we expect to have a public MVP ready in a matter of weeks. So finally, I would like to thank all the team that made this happen. Some of them were there for the full time, some of them were able to contribute a couple of hours of their time, but thank you very much to all of them. They all put their skin in the game and delivered great results very fast. So thank you all for attention, and thank you, the Crisis too, for organizing this great thing. And let's bear with life together. Thank you.
Thank you, Bear with Life. Andrea.
So of this amazing dream team of 12 talent, how many were assembled during the hackathon, and how many were working on this before?
So just to give you a little bit of background, we all work together in a company. So we kind of joined this hackathon as a team building event, and we just ideated this whole thing on Friday.
And a quick follow-up question. So what did you do before the hackathon? I saw that you launched the landing page, the prototype, and everything else. But what was complete already before the hackathon?
Nothing. We just started talking about this on Friday evening.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea. Michal.
Yeah, quick question. It's interesting project. However, getting sufficient amount of people onto a new platform, it takes certain time. Have you considered, or is there any plan how to integrate these things with other social networks where you already have enough people?
Well, there are two sides of the question. One side is that we all know that spending too much time on the usual social media, so Facebook and Instagram, is actually not that helpful for people's mental health. So we don't actually want to integrate this directly with Facebook or Instagram for that reason. But we understand that we can get some traction there as well. So yes, we're definitely thinking about the possibility of, for example, sharing the challenges that you've created onto your Facebook as well. But primarily, we would like to keep the people in an app which is designed to make their mental health better and not worse.
Thank you, Lukasz.
Amazing work, really, really good if you achieve this in such a short time. Question about some kind of gamification in this app. So what are my incentives to use it again and again, and where will the content come from? Thank you.
Yeah, so we're definitely thinking about gamification already. So it isn't implemented in the first core MVP, but yeah, we were thinking about giving points for challenges, and a really important thing would be to have a smart notification system where the app reminds you to basically come to it and do some challenges and stay active. That's one part of it. And the second part of it would be to actually use the people in your tribe to motivate you come to it more often, right? Because if you see that your mom baked a cake and she shared a picture of it, you might be inspired to actually come and do something yourself.
So you can compete among the users in some groups.
Yes,
for
exactly.
instance.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
all
yeah.
within a tribe.
Very interesting. Okay, thanks.
All right, time is up. Thank you very much to you, Bear with Life, and to the jury questions. And last but not least, we have the last and the seventh pitching project with the name #YeTuPlno. Please start.
Hello. So just a minute, I will share the screen. Okay, can you see it? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so with our team, we prepared the YeTuPlno platform where you can find a spot outside just for you, not for anyone else or the masses of people. The problem that we were solving, that we want people as a city, we want people to enable them to go out to the fresh air, but we don't want them to take risks while meeting in masses on the same spots and at the same time in this situation. So, but the insight and the truth is that people are living their lives in more or less in stereotypes, the meeting at the same visit spots, at the same times, meeting with the same friends. They're using the same way from work to work, and that's the problem. So we need to spread them in time and space. So our goal was to eliminate the potential of river spreading during people hanging out in the city or in the nature, and show them the less frequented periods of day or week to visit the specific place, and motivate them to discover the new, interesting, uncovered and emptier locations themselves. So here you can see the mood of our key visuals, how the campaign can look like. And our solution is a responsive web platform, YeTuPlno. It will consist of special functionalities and two types of points of interest, the standard ones like Devin, Slavin, and so on, and the new ones, the undiscovered user generated. So we will use the various data sources. We want to use, as I already mentioned, the user generated, and also the real-time data sources as SIM card analysis and Wi-Fi and so on. So the platform will be very simple for every user. So you can choose just in one click, in one step. You are here, your location, and you will check: is it empty? Is it full? You will send it, and the information will be processed in the system, and it will show the results. Where can you see the frequented, most frequented places at the same time, or the new undiscovered or less frequented places that are not discovered yet, as these hearts you can see. Then the app also will show you the nearest places for interest for your visit that is emptier or much better for your visit, and you can also see the information about your specific point of interest, like Devin, Slavin, something like this, and the frequent times and better days for a visit. So when we want to mention the competitive advantage, there is no why.
Thank you. The time is up. Thank you very much. And I will now let the jury ask questions. Barbara.
Did you think about what is the critical mass of people that you need to have on board in order to be able to provide some kind of interesting data, and how are you going to get those people on board?
Yes, well, we are planning to need about 2 weeks to have some relevant data, and the critical mass. We want to integrate the real-time data and the user-generated. So if we will have inputs from the real-time, from the SIM cards and the Wi-Fi, it will be the outputs will be there already. So we can have more time to generate the inputs from people.
Thank you, Andra, and then Michal.
Yes, a few words about the team, if possible. And have you thought about a way of monetizing this way down the line?
Once more time, please.
So a few words about the team, and if you have thought ways of monetizing this.
Yeah, of course.
Business model.
Yes. We created our team just during this hackathon. So we were really quick, and all this was made during these two days. So we were very flexible. And about the monetization, we were thinking about future business potential after COVID, when we can utilize the application for broader sector. For example, even the agencies or organizations of some open air festivals to be able to count the people there and so on. And also it could be made in the bigger scale, for example, for whole Slovakia to able to give it also not just for one city, but to other cities as well, and to help with optimized infrastructure and so on.
Thank you. Michal.
I have a question. You mentioned at the beginning that a lot of integrations with the Google Places, how they are crowded, mobile networks, and the Wi-Fi. The thing is, with all of them, there are certain technical issues. How have you negotiated anything with them? For example, SIM cards is information which touches our privacy. Wi-Fi, you probably never be able to reach those users, and Google is statistical. So none of them work for me.
Really quick answer. We are out of time.
Yeah. We already discussed with Bratislava city with Petra that we have possible to use the Wi-Fi, which they already have, and also they already have through market locator with Petr Fustek. They already have the data from SIM card, but also it's true we would need the newer ones, because these are from the end of the year 19.
Thank you very much, Jetupolno, and thank you all the 7 teams, all the 7 projects that were pitching. Amazing work and impressive presentations, I have to say. Those were the 7 best projects out of more than 30 more than 30 teams that started on Friday. 23 projects were submitted in kind of a semi-final, and we selected the mentors, the facilitators, selected 7 that made it to this final. So thank you very much for all your efforts. It was an impressive presentation. So before the jury goes to deliberate on a separate top secret Zoom call, and I kindly ask the jury to find the link to the Zoom call in your emails and connect. Actually, you can do it right now. I have a few housekeeping items before you go to your break. So there will be, and there is right now, a public vote for the best project according to the viewers of this stream. And it will be on Slido, hashtag Hack the Crisis Slovakia, so HTCS, and go ahead, go there. You can only vote once and vote for your most favorite project. One really important item on the agenda is the fact that I've mentioned all the supporters and partners that are giving some kind of a supportive tools or awards to the best teams. But one extremely important element in this initiative is the fact that we are part of a global movement, Hack the Crisis. And one of the initiators of this movement is Startup Wise Guys, which is a legendary accelerator coming out of Estonia now in many, many countries of Europe. Those are our friends from Startup Wise Guys. And we have Andrea, who is a partner at Startup Wise Guys Italy here, who is part of the jury. And the two best teams from the Slovak Hackathon will automatically get to the Startup Wise Guys pre-accelerator, which will, of course, in these days, it will be online. But these pre-accelerators specifically focused on COVID-related projects. So we are very happy to say that the two best projects from this hackathon will be automatically enrolled or will have a chance to start the 6-week pre-accelerator program by Startup Wise Guys, and we're very happy that we can be part of that initiative. So thank you very much. Please do vote. Please stay tuned. There should be some program during the break as well to look at some slides or some videos. And please stay tuned and come back at 19:30, so 7:30 p.m. There will be an award ceremony. Of course, this is all online, and this will be probably the times where we will miss the real interaction with the audience the most. But you will find out the names of the best projects that will receive some support from all the partners and, of course, Startup Wise Guys. So thank you very much, and see you soon.
Hello, my name is Annika.
My name is Callum Cameron.
My name is Elis Tootsman.
My name is Jana.
My name is Joseph.
I'm Lisa.
I'm Mara.
I'm Marco.
This is Pirka.
This is Sandra.
My name is Tim Vine.
Hello, my name is Annika.
My name is Callum Cameron.
My name is Elis Tootsman.
My name is Jana.
My name is Joseph.
I'm Lisa.
I'm Mara.
I'm Marco.
This is Pirka.
This is Sandra.
My name is Tim Vine.
I'm Vic.
My name is Tuli.
Why am I here? Well, those who say that the sky is a limit have accepted little.
I joined the movement because I don't think watching Netflix will make a difference.
Part of the global hack because it will save lives.
The reason why I joined this initiative is because I love crazy ideas. And this is the right time to bring those crazy ideas to life.
I joined this crazy cool team because I want to make at least some kind of positive impact during these hectic times.
I joined because I believe we can all do more than just hoard toilet paper together.
I joined the movement because it is our chance to do our bit in this current crisis and also for whatever comes next. So go to globalhack.com and see how you can get involved.
Check out theglobalhack.com to see how you can stand with your government, with your private sector, with the whole of the world to solve urgent problems in your society now.
So check out theglobalhack.com.
You should go and check out theglobalhack.com and join us.
Check out theglobalhack.com.
www.theglobalhack.com.
If you want to fight for the future from your own home, head to theglobalhack.com. See you there.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the final award ceremony. I'm not sure if you heard the sound of the video, but those were our friends from Estonia that have decided to organize the Global Hack. After 53 hackathons in 53 countries, they have decided to do a global hackathon for tens of thousands of people, which will take place next weekend, Easter weekend. So I encourage all of the participants, not only the best teams, not only the teams that are pitching, that were pitching this evening, but everyone that participated in the Slovak hack, and even those that are just watching and haven't participated, sign up for the Global Hack at globalhack.com. The Estonians are excited to have the whole world in the basically and most probably the largest hackathon that has ever taken place. And we're very happy that also we are the largest hackathon has ever taken place in Slovakia with over 500 people registered on Slack, with 30 teams formed at the very beginning 23 teams submitted their projects, and 7 teams made it to the final. So if you were a real audience that I would be seeing, I would encourage you to give a big round of applause for everybody that participated in the hack. And again, I encourage you to go to theglobalhack.com. Before we go to the announcements, because now we know that we have your attention, your attention. So I want to now thank everybody who participated, and then I will start with partners. We had an amazing lineup of partners at this event. They were joining us as we went, throughout the preparation process, and also throughout this weekend, and we're grateful for them. I would like to highlight also organizations that contributed to the organization of the hackathon, and those are Eastcubator, Civita Slovakia, Future Now, Hub, Cube, and also other COVID-related initiatives that were helping us set this up. Hackvirus.sk or COVID Hackathon, Kto pomôže Slovensku.sk. Those are amazing things, and people have been working on these initiatives for several weeks, and they are now exhausted and probably will be exhausted for the days and weeks to come. And we really appreciate your help. We really appreciate that you found the time to help us set up this hackathon. And also there were other partners that helped to share the word, helped us with the organization. So thank you very much. Also, importantly, as you know, we had 4 areas of challenges, of problems that our teams were trying to address. And for each problem, each challenge area, we had one expert guarantor that was taking care of the teams, that was working hard to make sure that the teams are advancing. So I'll just thank them again. For healthcare, it's IZP, Institute of Healthcare Policy at the Ministry of Healthcare. Amazing team led by Martin Smatana, and they barely get some sleep these days, and they really try to spend as much time with the teams in the healthcare challenge as possible. So thank you, Martin, a lot. In the city, Petra Zuročinova from the city of Bratislava. Thank you, Petra, for all your dedication, support, and spreading the word. For community, Pontis Foundation, Norbert Maur. Also, you made an amazing effort throughout the weekend. Thank you, Martina Kolesarova, as well, for your guidance and expertise. And last but not least, economy, Ivan Lesaj, Slovak Investment Holding. Those are the people and those are the institutions that also helped us set this up and made sure that the challenges are framed well and made sure that the teams are on track. Mentors, there's never enough times that we can thank the mentors. I thank them again. We had 67 mentors that either we asked or they signed up voluntarily. We actually had to turn down some mentors, unfortunately, because we had so many of you. Thank you for finding the times in your busy schedules, and thank you for helping us and helping the teams progress and advance. And of course, the team with capital T, 13 people that made this all possible, and we are extremely grateful to have these people on board, and we're working tirelessly from Monday until today, and they will be probably sleepless for the coming days as well. And you see their names. You see their names on your screen, and I will just I want to make sure that I don't forget anybody. And it's of course Martin Vesely, the hackathon lead, who was coordinating all the teams, all the facilitators, and making sure that everybody's on track, showing true leadership. Marek Lavčák, who was taking care of mentor relations, I would say, being the facilitator for economy. Then Slavo Tuleja from Cube, who was a facilitator in the healthcare in the healthcare area, Tomáš Penksa taking care of the community and also community challenges, also taking care of a lot of teams this weekend. As I mentioned, I think it was 11 or 13 teams. Roman Petrušek, actually, this all started with Roman's telephone call to me at the end of last week, and Roman was also a facilitator in the city problem and city challenges. So thank you, 4 of you. The keyboards almost burned under your fingers this weekend. Thank you, Mia Ilauska and Peter Jančarik and CSEM agency for making sure that the words spread out extremely fast throughout the internet. And we had a lot of really good media coverage, and you made sure that the word got out to everybody that was interested in hacking the crisis and hacking for good. So thank you for that. We also had David Arvaj and David Madaj, who were there for us if we needed something. Were putting things on the website and basically assisting all other people that needed help anytime. And they were on call basically 24/7. We want to thank Eva Šimekova and Baška Totova, who also took care of partners, sponsorships, and supporters. They were basically coming in until the very last minute, and they made sure that everything is on track in the partnership and supporters area. The reason why you are watching this live stream is thanks to Peťo Ďuriš from HubHub, who is a geek. We don't know what he's doing, but apparently it works. Most of the things work extremely well. Thank you, Peter, for joining our team last minute and making sure that we have these live streams that are working. So Martin, Mia, Marek, Eva, David, Slavo, David, Tomáš, Roman, Peter, Baška, and Peter again. You are the ones that made this happen, and I'm really, really proud of the team that I had the privilege to work with this weekend. All right. Now the awards, or we don't want to call it prizes, but the awards that we're giving out for the best team. So I will try to actually summarize what the awards we will be giving out. We will be giving out a public vote award, and that is a voucher to Malina grocery stores for 300 euros actually. Also a voucher to drive a Tesla car by drivetesla.sk. We have an award for the best team in the economy challenge, and that they will receive a voucher from Martinez worth 100 euros. And then, so this is public vote, this is economy award, and then we will have 2 best teams that will receive a lot. Besides, of course, I mentioned making it to the Startup Wise Guys online pre-accelerator for COVID-related projects. You will receive a stipend or acceleration support, both the teams, for 800 euros to participate in the Startup Wise Guys acceleration pre-acceleration program from Slovak American Foundation, a strong supporter of the entire Slovak startup scene. You will receive legal and strategic service from Sparring. You will receive also legal services from LS Legal. You will receive services in the area of software development and integration from Artin. You will receive online marketing services from Promisel. You will receive implementation services from Cube. You will receive project support and project implementation and social impact advisory from Provida Foundation. And the best team will receive a support package in various areas from Boris Zeleny, our jury member and philanthropist and entrepreneur. So this is, I think I got it right. I hope I got it right. I have a lot of notes around me, but these are the awards that we will be giving out to the best teams. I will quickly go over the go over the criteria that the jury was evaluating when they were assessing all the teams that were pitching. And then I will ask Marek to quickly summarize the decision-making process of the jury. And I'm sorry for the delay. We had a delay, but there is a reason for the delay because it's not easy to agree. It's not easy to agree, especially when you have 6 people in different parts of not only Slovakia but Europe, and trying to agree about the best teams. So it was really tight. The criteria that the jury members were taking into account was impact, feasibility, and feasibility to continue with the project, then originality or innovativeness of the solution, and last but not least, progress made during the weekend. So these are the 4 criteria that the jury was taking into account. And I will now ask Marek Laučák from East Kubator, who was part of obviously a key person in the organizing team, the facilitator, a mentor to many, and also was in charge of facilitation of the decision making of the jury. So Marek, please, how was it?
It was very difficult. Thank you, Peter. And I will just go really quickly through the process of the evaluation. First of all, guys, all of you made a huge amount of work, and I think the first thing we need to say is thank you to all of you, because this hackathon was a bit different from the all of the previous I've already went through, especially because this time the main point, at least from my perspective, was not to win but to help. And I think a huge applause for all of you guys, because everybody of you really helped a lot through to hack the crisis. So again, thank you very much, and like, you've touched my heart, really. Thank you. So the process of evaluation, it was really tough. We had 6 people as a jury members, and we had a really long discussion, as you'll probably already realized. And they decided regarding to the criteria as Peter already described. So the discussion was really mostly about how quick we can implement your solutions and how quick they can start to help to beat the COVID-19 crisis. And I think we find the best teams. Even all of you guys were great. So that's the main reason why this was really difficult decision for not only for jury members but also for us as organizers. I think we can proceed to the main point of this webinar, and the words back to you, Peter.
Thank you, Marek. One more thing, and I think one more slide that will be put on the screen, and this is the Startup Wise Guys online pre-accelerator for projects coming out of Hack the Crisis hackathons from around the world. And this is online pre-accelerator specifically focused on COVID-related projects. So thank you, Startup Wise Guys. Well, thank you, Andrea, for being part of the jury. Thank you, Startup Wise Guys, for working with us, and working with us also on this Hack the Crisis hackathon, and also pledging to work with the best teams from Slovakia in the coming 6 weeks, because we're not ending. I mean, we don't want to end today. We want to continue with the global hack next weekend, and we want to continue with exactly this pre-accelerator. So this is the step 2 that we are making in this process. All right. Now this will make it very hard, but that's why I invited jury members and also staff to the entire organizing team to this call. We will try to unmute them when I announce the best teams, and hopefully they will be able to clap after I say the name, so that it's not so sterile, or I don't want to say boring, but you should hear some applause and excitement after your names are announced. All right, so I'm going over my notes. I hope I will not miss anything. The first award that we will be giving out is the Public Vote Award. You have voted and you have decided on Slido, hashtag HackTheCrisisSK, HC, HTS, HTCS, that the public award goes to employee. Amazing. Okay, it was only 2 people that unmuted themselves, but we'll do it better next time. So employee, you receive, and you see what you receive. You will receive 2 vouchers, one from Malina Grocery Store, another from DriveTesla.sk. So congratulations, congratulations to that. Now we have actually another voucher for the winner of the economy challenge area, and coincidentally and actually aptly, the winner of this award is also employee. And employee, you will receive a voucher from Martino's bookstore. So congratulations to that. And I will now really ask everybody to unmute their microphones, unless you're driving or talking, cooking dinner, talking to your kids. If you are in a more or less quiet environment, I will ask you to unmute your microphones and really applaud the 2 best teams. Well, actually, the 3 best teams. The jury has decided to give 2 second place positions, awards, because the contest was so tight. So we will have 2 second places that we will be announcing now. And the names are Bear with Life. The second place is Healthcare Team 3 Q Tracker. Wow, that was a long applause. Thank you. I think it was Barbara. It's very good. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm trying very, very hard, yes.
And the best team out of the participants, the 500, I think 69 participants on Slack, 30 teams that started, 23 teams that submitted their projects. And based on long deliberation of the jury had to select the best team out of all teams. Not yet, David. out of all teams, and the name of that team is Smart Triage. Now, since only 2 teams can make it to the online pre-accelerator, and we had Andrea with us, Andrea from Startup Wise Guys, who was giving us insights on, of course, the expectation, the criteria were fully aligned, and only two teams out of these 3 can make it. So the jury, along with the Startup Wise Guys representative, have decided that the two teams that will make it to the pre-accelerator is, of course, Smart Triage, and out of the 2 second places, it will be Q-Tracker or Healthcare Team 3. So congratulations, Smart Triage and Healthcare Team 3 for making it to the pre-accelerator. All right. Thank you. I think this is it. The organizing team, the participants, and some of the mentors as well, facilitators, cannot wait to get some sleep. And now, actually, the biggest challenge comes to have an after party virtually in each of our households and cheer to everybody that was part of this amazing initiative. So I don't have a glass of anything with me. I do, water. So this is what I will cheer with, and I would like to ask you again to participate in the globalhack.com, which is taking place next weekend, and also look at other initiatives that are there that are supporting COVID related communities, people, healthcare professionals that are affected by this crisis. Of course, I want to emphasize and really highlight topomôžeslovensku.sk, who are working and have been working extremely hard days and nights to raise money, deliver supplies to healthcare professionals, medical professionals around the country. So I want to applaud you, and also I want to encourage everybody to contribute either their time or money, whatever that you have, to contribute to those who are on the forefront of this fight against COVID-19. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you everybody soon. Have a nice evening.